Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday night with superstar DJ from beautiful Temecula, California, Jay Brannan.
My birthday was last week.
Yes, it was. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're 39 again, right?
Oh, man, I'm 23.
Or whatever. Yeah, something.
Minus 400 or something, yeah.
Did you get a skateboard?
No. You know what? I was going to get a skateboard, but AARP advised that a man at my age, skateboarding may not be wise. You know?
Also want to acknowledge our superstar producer tonight, Howie Darkstar, is with us.
Howie's the man.
Howie's going to help me out a little bit tonight with some stuff.
By the way, I have to say this real quick. I have to interrupt because it's hysterical. I said something to my wife today about the show, and I said, yeah, Howie. She goes, Howie Darkstar? I'm like, yeah. So my son Connor comes and he goes, how come every time you say Howie, you have to say Darkstar? I'm like, it's just a thing. It's just like, you know, Abraham Lincoln. You don't say, hey, did you see Abraham?
Thanks
like in the Bible?
Jay.
No, Abraham Lincoln. So every time we mention your name, because my wife goes, what's this? I go, I think that's the hard drive from Howie Darkstar. Like even I do it now.
Right, yeah.
So he's a legend.
I love it when people that I know well say, hey, Brian Redd's coming over. It's like,
yeah, I was going to say, I've heard it about you at shows too.
Yeah.
You're another one where people always say your last name.
Brian S. Red. It's
Brian S. Red, yeah. Just not to confuse you with Brian T. Red, who we all know
Brian
is a
J.
drunk
Red
that
or
shows up at all the shows. Yeah. No, don't hang with Brian T. Red. Only Brian S. Red for you kids that are new to the industry. You know,
gonna try something a little different tonight, Jay.
Gonna
try.
looking forward to it. We had a great show last week.
Just for maybe 15 minutes.
Okay,
We're gonna do
Whatever you want,
5-minute
bro.
topics.
That sounds great.
Okay, gonna bring something up. We're gonna talk about it for 5 minutes. When we've hit the 5 minutes, Howie's gonna say, "Hey, that's it, guys. We got to switch and go on to something else."
Can we have a noise effect of something like?
Well, Howie can make a noise, right, Howie?
Yes,
we get a horn, or?
I've just eaten, and I'm sure I could make some kind of noise.
I don't want to put you on the spot there, but like I'm just thinking, like something, horn or womp womp. Just so we,
When the 5-minute topics are done, we'll just do something fun. How's that sound?
That sounds great. Yeah, I loved last week's show. It was an eye opener for me.
Well, let's talk about that and by the way, for those of you watching, 5-minute topics. If you hate this topic, skip ahead 5 minutes. Maybe you'll like the next one.
Yeah, because this isn't really live.
Our very first 5-minute topic. Let's talk about last week's show. I found it was interesting because we spent an hour getting to the point where we were both kind of on the same page about things.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think, and it's funny because it comes up all the time, but we don't really address it. And that is, the famous, I've heard it from you, and I've heard it from my buddy Bill DiOrio in Boston and a few other people. Have you done the same wedding for 20 years or have you been a DJ for 20 years?
Right.
And whenever you made the blanket statement of, do you just say the same thing? And I'm like, wait, let me think. I try not to, but I think I told you decades ago, man, in like the late 90s, early 2000, I tape recorded, and I say tape because it was on cassette. I tape recorded some of my speaking at a wedding because I had it set up on the podium. So I kept hitting record, which back in the day, kids, was record and play at the same time.
Yes.
And I was shocked how many times I would say, well. I didn't say but I have a bad penchant for, to be honest with you, as you know, and well.
I know somebody who
says, ladies and gentlemen.
I know somebody who says, and stuff like that, after everything they say. And I love them. They're a good dude. It's good people, but I can't listen to that.
Brian, you and I spoke years ago, and I said to you, wouldn't it be great to start a company where you have DJs in different markets, and as a DJ, you pay, like you say, for $100, I want you to come to my wedding undercover. Don't let me know you're there. Don't even let me know who you are.
Undercover DJ.
And watch and listen and record and make really good notes about everything. Hey, that mix was really great, but this mix was terrible. Oh, I remember that. Thank you. Yeah, no, I made a note. You said well 15 times. You said 6 times. And I really think it would be a great way to enhance what you already do, because the reality is, even if you're a big star on YouTube or whatever, when the rubber hits the road, as they say, if they're 100, you're going to have the same verbiage oftentimes at events.
I think
because it's comfortable and it works.
I do think that it's okay to have key things that you do say. Like,
but if they're repetitive, I'd like to know.
But repetitive is bad.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Right. I don't pay attention, nor am I going to film my event, nor am I going to record it in Serato and say, oh, wow, I really did say that a lot. I'm in the moment. In fact, I'm sure you're like me. I stopped doing as many gig logs because I found when I was at weddings that were either challenging or going really, really well, I would consciously say, let me direct the camera and the little stand. And I'm like, screw it. No, I just want to be in the moment. Like, I'm on a high right now. I'm doing a great job. I want to stay there. I don't want to.
I totally understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I have, when people say like, wow, your last gig log was like 2 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, well, I can show you the reviews and the contracts. But I think when you're doing it well, you don't want to be bothered with outside interference.
No, I understand that. You want to live in the moment.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good conversation last week. I'm really happy that we had it. And I think
I am too. 100%.
It was interesting to see how we got to the point where we finally kind of understood what the communication finally happened. Like, it took an hour before we were like, oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. Okay, I get it now.
We are both wedding DJs who do things totally different.
Yeah.
And yet do a lot of the same things the same, but not the same. You know what I mean?
The crazy part about you, though, is specifically, and I wanted to just bring this up before our 5 is over, you're the perfect guy to just be yourself at an event. Out of anybody. I know people who really need to have scripted things that they say. You're not that guy. So,
no.
Yeah. Why are you?
But I still feel the need. But you know what? And we've had this driving conversation. I'm anxious before every event. I'm anxious before every event, not because I'm nervous or scared. I'm anxious because I know what's on the line, and I know the trust that someone's given to me and the money they've spent and the hope they have for that day. And I then realize I'm only as good as my last gig, and this is make it or break it. There is no room to mess up and say, hey, I was just kidding. I didn't mean to drop that F-bomb. And I think that's where it becomes, the Marbecas and the Scott Favors and the Peter Marys. And there are a lot of people. Drax is a great one as far as verbiage is concerned. You look to them and say, wow, how do you do that? But then at the same time, they'll look at you and I and say, well, how do you just wing it? It's like, well, I don't know.
You're good at it, though. You're really good at it.
And I appreciate that. And I like being in the moment. I really do.
Yeah. So but I think you should embrace that.
And I try to. I do. But I think there's a script. There's a box you have to be in at an event. I think you can't go buck wild and be like, hey, Well,
what I was talking about last week, just to be clear, was only a suggestion. It's not what I think everyone should do. I don't think it's for everyone. But for anybody out there who's really wanting to do something different and really unique and push themselves to improve, there's this place there that you're probably not thinking about. And it's just your general MC skills and not sounding scripted and not trying to sound like anyone else. Sound like you. I was waiting for the noise.
That would be the noise.
5-minute topic number 1 is complete.
That's his bingo popcorn bag that he
I like it.
carries.
That'd probably be a different noise every time.
That's my
awesome.
change jar.
By the way, if you want to play the Sopranos theme or something at one point for noise, I'm down.
We'll get flagged probably for that.
Well, just do it quickly because it's a Jersey thing. Or
okay.
Bada bang.
5-minute topic number 2.
Okay.
Jay, I will also answer this question if there's time permitting.
Okay.
Can you think of 2 essential pieces of equipment, specifically DJ equipment, not a skill set or whatever, equipment you can think of right now that a DJ may want to consider investing in for the 2021 wedding season?
I will tell you the 2 biggest and most important pieces of equipment I carry are my one $100, and I don't know how it's still $100 because I bought it in the year 1999 and I paid $100, and today it's still $100, and that would be a wired Shure SM58 microphone and my rock and roll, I think it's an R12 cart. Those are the two pieces that are absolutely essential because I need to get the gear into the gig. And if all hell breaks loose and the wireless signal doesn't work and there's, solar flares and everything else, I know I can take 100 foot of XLR cable, plug that mic in, and speak. So hands down, those are the two most essential pieces of gear I carry to the gig. Third would be headphones. Then after that, it would be everything else, in my opinion. So
I was just thinking about
things that
maybe people weren't thinking about picking up for the season. That might be a good thing to pick up, Then
in that case, my light recommendation would probably be, as much as I love the new American DJ Element Par, the Chrome, their Hex, and the lighting on them is amazing. For dance, I would have to say the Chauvet the Chauvet FX2 Hex. I have two of the original FX2s. The new Hex has amber and I think a new white. Those, I'm picking up two more, so I'll have four of those. It's COVID. It's essential that you have microphones, multiple. I'm the first to admit, 2001 to 2003, I had a Shure Wireless. 2003 cut out at a wedding and I had to refund partial money. So I bought an Audio-Tech 3000, had that till 16, bought another one, but I always used one mic. So I would speak on it and then hand it to the toaster. I would speak on it and then hand it to the officiant. I think nowadays you really need to look at two microphones, and I'm in that journey with you. I'm now looking to pick up two lavaliers, one wireless. So I'll probably get a combo, wireless, lav, and handheld, and then a second lav, along with a new SM58. As far as that, the only thing I can think of would probably be a facade. You want to keep a social distance with your crowd. We've seen the Toadmatic booths. I think they're amazing. Joe Bunn has the command center. Everybody's got something to display their gear, but I think it's important to keep a little bit of distance. So I think facades are probably the way to go this year. What are your thoughts, Brian?
I think I'm going to go budget, but practical. So let's say you got $300 to spend. I got two things you can buy yourself that could really help you out as a wedding DJ this summer.
Okay.
Very affordable, very effective. One thing would be, believe it or not, the American Audio Apex 12 Go BT battery powered speaker for $200.
100%. I agree with you.
This thing
100%
sounds really nice for something like a wedding ceremony, a remote wedding ceremony. It's got wheels on it. It's got the kind of like, it pulls up like a suitcase. You can roll it.
Yep.
It does have a built-in wireless microphone. I would never use it. Yep. I would take the thing and put it in your junk drawer and forget you had it.
Yep.
The important thing with this guy right here are the auxiliary ends and just being able to play music. It actually has a built-in MP3 player, and the MP3 player doesn't sound half bad.
Does it have Bluetooth?
It is Bluetooth. But it also has
my
an MP3
phone
player.
I could play.
I don't like wireless signals if I don't need them. I don't.
But I'm saying, like, for a cocktail hour, if they
Sure.
say, hey, we're going to have cocktail down
Sure.
in the vineyard.
Say you had an iPhone that does not have an auxiliary plug in it anymore. Yeah,
Right.
your Bluetooth's going to work for that. Otherwise, you can run aux in. So that's the one thing I think that would be just a very wise investment for anyone who doesn't have battery-powered PA. Buy one of these things. Use it one time, you make your money back.
I agree with you.
And you can use it for parties and everything else.
You
but
charge
$200,
$75.
and it's solid.
Right, $75 for a wireless system, and there you go. You do 4 of them, you've already made money.
Okay, there's the other thing.
I think we should get a pass on this one.
No, it's okay. It's
It
5
sounded
minutes
like a
topic.
stapler meets a shotgun.
That was a tape measure, and I measured your time.
We had a little bit of a
We have been
shotgun
measured. We have been
slash.
weighed. We have been judged. Yes.
Okay.
And we are
All
not
right.
worthy.
All right. Oh, Howie is the man. Howie Darkstar is the man. Just saying.
So let's do one more 5-minute topic.
Okay.
One more, and then we'll just have a show. How's that sound?
Okay. But
Okay.
before even the show, after the topic, before the show, I have something. Remind me, say, show me what you bought over the weekend.
I will
Because
ask you that.
This is a video. Trust me.
I'll ask you that.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll do it. Your favorite guitarist of all time and why?
Wow. Wow. Well, I could do hours on this, so I will tell you what I would say. Excuse me. My favorite guitarist of all time is Joe Perry of Aerosmith, because it was the first time I saw what I genuinely think of as cool. Now, technically, not amazing. Not great. But the music that I started to get into as a teen and found him to be achievable. I can name a million guitar players who are technically amazing, but not my favorite.
Really like your answer, by the way.
Okay.
Because you weren't going for the technical player. You were going for the cool creative thing.
Yeah. No,
and I agree. I was thinking of Joe Perry from Aerosmith today as well. Thinking to myself, is he a brilliant player? No. But think of the riff of Sweet Emotion. That's his.
Yeah. But does it
Walk This Way? That's his.
Right. But it doesn't.
It's amazing.
He put a Keith Richards vibe and cool into it. And I mean, from a guitar player standpoint, you know, there are those. Eric Clapton would tell you Eric Johnson, or he would tell you Robert Johnson, or he would tell you B.B. King, or Freddie King, or Albert King. And I could tell you Gary Hoey, an amazing technical player, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, John Petrucci, Yngwie Malmsteen. Like the list can go forever. I think what it comes down to is you need to gauge what it is you're getting out of it. And what I mean by that is, and I said this to someone the other day and they understood it, and I think you'll understand it as well. Here's the reality of music. The more talented you are, the probability of being popular goes down. And what I mean is Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Eric Johnson, amazing technical guitar players. They're not selling out arenas. You get Motley effing Crue, boom, arena. Right. Like, that's the way music's always been. Music is an art form, and I'll prove it. Those that are good in their day will not be respected oftentimes until later, when they're gone. And those look back on things and go, you know, and Howie, our time guy, we've had this discussion about someone like Johnny Thunders. Why don't you go ask Slash, who's well respected as a guitarist, what he thinks of Johnny Thunders? He'll talk about Johnny Thunders or Rory Gallagher or, you know, any multitude of players that he viewed as being cool. And then he took that ball and ran with it. And I think that's sort of what music is. Music is picking up the ball. It's a relay race. You know, it's handing the baton. It's picking it up from Eric Clapton and going forward, or picking it up from B.B. King and going forward, or Stevie Ray Vaughan, or Robert Cray, or I'll give you a name on the topic. I want all of you to go onto YouTube tonight, and I want you to look up this man, Eric, E-R-I-C, Gales, G-A-L-E-S. One of the most amazing guitarists you'll ever see that you've probably never heard of, Eric Gales. And there is an 11-minute video of him and a gentleman named Joe Bonamassa, an amazing blues guitarist who was on that people doing whatever in the 70s when he was like 9 and he was a blues prodigy. Well, guess what? He didn't go away. But there's the two of them on a cruise a couple years ago doing a blues jam on an old like Sun House track that literally would make you cry. Literally make you cry. But I think when it's all said and done, I have to stop and say, yeah, I still try and think wearing multiple bracelets, he said, want to be Joe Perry with the long hair. And
I like your answer.
Yeah.
I like it because
it's honest.
Well, not only that, but you weren't going for the technical player. You were going for the cool guy with the cool riffs. You were going for the artist, all around package of an artist. And that's who I think he is.
Yeah, he's that guy in that moment where you look at and go, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
And people understand it to be cool. And I'm hitting on my phone because to me, if you're going to look cool playing guitar, yeah, I'm just saying.
Who do you think my favorite guitar player is?
Prince?
No.
Really?
No.
Wow. Because he was amazing.
Oh, he was very good.
You know what, though? I think you're going to come out in the middle somewhere where it's like not Chuck Berry, but somebody that just it makes sense to say.
You're gonna hit yourself in the head when I tell you who my favorite guitar player is.
Yeah, I probably am.
And I can't get past it.
It won't be Michael Schenker or something, I'm sure.
Terry Kath.
You know what? I am going to hit myself. I should have known that. Yeah. No, that's
Terry Kath of Chicago, early Chicago.
And a guitar player who Jimi Hendrix said was one of his favorites.
What I really like about Terry Kath is when you watch him live, you watch old stuff like Make Me Smile and 25 or 64, the old video footage of that.
Yep.
They're just jamming. That wasn't scripted. That wasn't something they sat down and worked out. They're just jamming and having fun. He's this giant guy. He doesn't really care what he looks like. He's just rocking out and he's feeling it and he's on it. Is he technically the best player I've ever heard? No. But I really enjoy watching him and I enjoy his riffs.
Very good player.
It's fun. All right.
Two things. One, no. I know we're out of time, but hold on. I'm going to break the clock on this. I want to show you guys something.
Well, wait a minute. No, hold on a second.
No.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I got to get a pass on this. You guys ready? I want to show you something from 1982.
Okay.
So that handsome young man that you see there, that was me. And I want you to see one of the photos I put up on my yearbook page.
Oh, yeah.
That's Joe Perry.
Show us you again.
Hold on.
Let's see you again.
Let's get back there. Hold on. I'm somewhere around here. By the way, if you guys have ever watched Mad Men, were you a fan of Mad Men?
I never watched the show.
What about Sex in the City? I was getting to the point of I went to school with one of the actors.
Oh.
Yeah, this guy John Slattery.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This was actually every day at school. You see in the shirt and tie.
And
jacket.
People talk to you?
Yeah.
Like you had friends and stuff?
Well, I'll disclose it here. I graduated high school in 1954.
You know what I hear in my head? The theme from St. Elmo's Fire. That's what I hear in my head.
Hold on. Check out the bowl cut there. Check out the cool guy bowl cut.
That's actually pretty cool.
Oh wait.
What
about this? What about the tie with the
pop collar? No, that guy with the sunglasses on reminds me of the keyboard player from the Cars.
That's yeah, pretty much. That's
Boston.
Yeah, that's the first pair of Ray-Bans that I bought. The gold aviators. Yeah. Here's the funniest part. 20 feet away, where my beautiful wife and children are right now, are the black pair I bought in '88. I still have those because I can't let go of the past at all. Just want you to know, if you give me something now, 40 years from now, when I'm 34?
Something
I'll
like
still
that.
be holding on to that. Yeah, no.
So I'm
can't
gonna
wake up.
give you a gift, Jay.
Yes, sir. Please.
That's not a gift. No, I'm gonna let you ask me 2 questions. Anything y'all you want to ask me? You can ask me about things I didn't finish talking about in the 5-minute talks.
You really
can ask me
want
about
this?
something completely different. You can ask me whatever you want.
Now, I'll.
That's the ratchet. We're buttoning this up.
Okay.
That wasn't even a
I'm
5-minute
kidding.
topic. We were just
No.
kidding.
This is just 2 questions. Now, I'm going to be blunt with you. I have one question I want to ask you.
You ask me anything.
And you know I love you.
That's cool. Ask me.
You really want me to?
Yeah. I'm all
Dude.
open book. What do you got?
But I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
Part of me is like, don't ask him that.
No,
but
ask.
the other part of me is like, ask, because he is an open book. Tell me the truth.
Okay.
Why do you never do DJ sets in the realm of Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, shows? I've seen you DJ. I know you're amazing. But why do you never want to spin in the realm of other DJs?
Because I want to play for an audience that's not worried about me. I want to play for an audience that is living in the moment and wants to enjoy themselves and dance and have a good time. I don't want to play for an audience that's analyzing what I'm doing. And I feel like that's what's happening at a DJ conference. Now, as far as the online streaming goes, the reason I don't do it is because I don't need the self-gratification for it.
I do.
If there was an audience that wanted to see me spin and was interested in what I was doing and would tune in, I would be happy to do it for them. I would
now, you may have just created that, right? Because when this show airs, people will hear that, and the first comment I'm going to see under the video will be, I want to see Brian spin. I want to see Brian spin.
I don't know about that, but if there was an audience who wanted to tune in and watch me, I could do some stuff. I've got some neat ideas, but I don't need to do it for my own self-gratification. I don't want to obligate anybody to tune in and watch my show.
Dude, it's like walking
want to tune in and watch my show.
Yeah, but you're like that heavyweight champion that everyone heard about, that lives down the street, that won't get like we all know you're amazing. But yet it's almost DJ, like dude. You know what you are? You're that guy that puts the little button on the guitar on the first album, and by the 10th album, everyone's like, so that button thing, what does that do? Can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I have no
And then eventually they find out. It's, you know what you are? You're so vain. Who did you write it about? Carly Simon. And you're like, not talking about it.
No, it
really kills me. I would love to see you go spin in public, and you're like, I
spin in public.
I know you do.
For DJs. If there was an audience that wanted to watch me that wasn't a bunch of DJs.
So everyone out there that's ever wondered why you haven't seen him spin, that's the best answer. And the only answer you should accept is the fact that he's not willing to waste time doing something to get popular or look good. He's simply doing his art when his art is necessary.
Well, that's not exactly what I said.
Well, I translated.
Well, no, I'm just saying, if there was an audience who genuinely wanted to just check out what I was doing,
dude, there's an audience
to do it. But why? Why is the question?
All right, now I got a second one. You said 2 questions?
I don't want to play for people to, because I feel like when I do gig logs and things, people are analyzing those, and I'm okay with that.
They are.
They're like, oh, well, I heard some songs I want to play later, and that's why I listen to it. I want people to listen and enjoy it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian. My opinion of you spinning online, on Twitch, doing something in public is the same as when Prince
did... laying it on so
No,
dude.
Listen to me. No, you'll understand. I think you'll actually go like, you know what? That's a good line. That's a good comparison. My feeling about you spinning publicly for DJs online is exactly the same as when Prince came out and played on While My Guitar Gently Weeps and wiped the floor, and everyone walked away going, okay, now we get it.
I think you're setting me up for an overpromise and underdeliver.
No,
I absolutely can't.
No. Here's the thing. I had this discussed And by the way, for those of you not aware, you'll see this. When is this show going to go on YouTube?
I don't know, a week probably.
Okay, so hopefully you will have tuned into the happy hour, which is on Thursday the 18th. And one of the guests I have is Jonas Temple. He founded a thing called Beatport. Beatport is a music source for like mostly club and remix and all that shit. But now they have Beat Source, and they've signed up with Universal Records, and they're doing it the right way and all that. But we talked about this, and I will say this to Brian the same way I said it to him and Dave Ade and Chris Cox, Ferry Corsten, Tiesto, Armin van Buuren, all Cascade. I've asked every one of those names the same question. Brian, if you had the choice of being the greatest mixer or the greatest programmer, which would you be?
Programmer.
100% of the DJs I've asked that question of have answered programmer. And that's what I'm saying about your style. I think your programming is something people could learn from. Now, because Howie will hit us up, my second question, you have a desert island you end up on.
Well, before we go desert island, let me just try to help you understand my reservations here about that, and you nailed it right there. People could benefit from it. I don't want to be this academic DJ. I want to be an entertainer. I do enough videos teaching people things. You know what? Be you, do yourself. You know,
but they want to know more. They want the onion layers peeled back a little bit.
But see, that is not fun for me. I don't want to have that kind of.
But see, you don't get that luxury to separate the two. Look at what you did to me over the summer. I'm in my driveway during COVID playing music, and I'm like, I'm going to do yacht rock. And you're like, oh, check it out. You want to try this Commodores and Eddie Money track. I'm like, dude, who do you think you're talking to? I'm Jay. I'm the pioneer guy. Wait a second. I haven't heard either one of these. Oh, these are fucking amazing. Like that's what I think the problem is. The expectation is, and this is my theory, by the way, why you don't do it. The expectation is you're going to pull jams out that no one knows, and we're all going to go, oh. That's kind of what I've always felt like, because if Brian does a set, it's going to be like, oh my God, the expectation is so high.
Do you remember?
He'll play B-sides that no one, like, oh my God, I didn't even know he did that.
Well, wait a minute. Do you remember DJ Cool at Mobile Beat?
Yes.
That one year?
Yes.
That's what I want.
He did a great set.
I was in a zone. I wasn't paying any attention to his technique. I was into his set. I was into his performance.
100%.
I was just dancing and having fun. That's what I want my audience to do, to tune in when they watch me. If they were to do it, and I know they won't, they'll tune in because they want to be me. And I want everybody to be themselves.
And then they're going to beat you up in it, and that's not fair.
Well, I don't care what they have to say about it as far as that goes. I just want them to enjoy it. Do it because you enjoy it.
Jonas said to me tonight, and he started laughing. He goes, let me tell you something. I'll tell this story if you want. I go, what's that? He goes, my sister got married. I'm from a little southeast town in, Colorado. And it was a barn wedding. And there's like 500 people in the barn. And the DJ comes in. He's got this huge monitor. Like a 27-inch like iMac. And then a little monitor speaker. And I'm her brother. I own Beatport. I'm kind of a big deal. I'm a DJ. I toured with Cascade and yada, yada, yada. He goes, and I walk over and I look, and he's got Spotify open. And I'm like, oh, my fuck. Like, this is going to suck. He goes, dude, for 5 hours, I've never partied harder. Every song he played, 100% hit. Every song. His programming was amazing. So that's when I said to him, let me ask you. I'll give you the choice. You can be the best mixer or the best programmer. And same like you did. He goes, program. Dave Ade, Grammy winner. Chris Cox.
Yeah.
70 Billboard, chart #1 remixes.
Sure.
Same answer. Ferry Corsten, same answer. Yeah. Like everybody I've ever asked, because
I think the song choice.
Because we all love music.
It's like what we talked about with the guitar players. If you go back to that conversation, you and I were both talking about guitar players who were having fun and being creative.
Right.
And that's different than the technical
100%.
player.
100%.
I'm
There are amazing technicians.
Yeah.
But the amazing technicians aren't the ones that leave you emotionally scarred.
Right.
They don't.
Oh, how nicely did we wrap those two topics together?
That's what we do, my friend.
That was
what we
good.
do. All right, now ask me about the weekend. I'm going to take off
you
this.
wanted to ask me the second question.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
You're on the desert island. You have one Prince album.
One Prince album on a desert island?
Yes.
By myself?
Yes.
I'm probably not going to even listen to music.
Yeah. Apparently that wasn't the question, though.
No.
You have one
if I had to bring
Prince
one,
album.
it doesn't really matter.
No, actually, you know what? No, let me rephrase it.
Okay.
You're on a desert island. You get 5 records, CD, whatever you want to call it. You get 5 bodies of work.
Okay.
Name them. Because I know you can. Like
Changes
quickly.
one, Bowie.
Yep. Good one.
The Cool World soundtrack.
My Life with Thrill Code, Sex on Wheels. I'm with you.
Yeah. Probably Prince Come.
Good one.
Daft Punk Discovery.
I was going to say, we got if there's no DAF in there, I'm shutting this down. You're a fake Brian S. Red. This is a robot thing. Okay, good.
And let's see, what else? I got one more I can bring.
I expect it to be weird. I expect to hear like either Barry Manilow, Joni Mitchell, Elton John.
No.
I expect like not the Brian S. Red.
Carole King Tapestry would be a good one to have.
That'd be a great
problem.
one.
The problem with that is that I've heard it so many times it's implanted in my head. I don't need a copy of it.
You're on an island though.
But I don't need a copy of it. I can hear that entire album, every note in my head. I don't need to ever hear it again. It's good, but I don't need to hear it again.
Right.
Maybe I was thinking like something goofy, like perhaps the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, because you get some.
That'd be a great one. No, that'd be a great one.
Bee Gees, you get Casey and the Sunshine Band,
Yeah.
you get Yvonne Elliman.
That'd be a great one.
You get Walter Murphy. So it's like you
Yep.
get a lot of songs on that.
No, I would have dropped Prince Come, and I would have replaced it with Herb Alpert, Whipped Cream. Because if I'm on an island alone, I would much rather be looking
The album cover.
All right, real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm taking off the earbuds.
What did you get this week that you're
ready?
excited about?
Oh, let me show you.
I'm glad he's prepared. He's been like baiting me on this. He wasn't even ready. Oh my God.
So the wife says, hey, we got some clothes. Let's clear them out. Let's give them away.
Okay.
I said, good for us. Where do you want to go? Goodwill. Okay, good. We donate some stuff from the kitchen. We got some dishware, this and that, some clothes. And she goes, I want to go inside and look around. I said, great, let's go look around. And I get
My records?
the back of the store. And that's where the electronic stuff is. And, as a DJ, I'm like, well, they got anything for me?
Okay. Yeah, right on. What'd you pay for it? Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Oh, it gets better. Let me hold it up. Okay, so we see what it is, right?
Yes.
It's a barrel scanner.
It is. It's an American DJ. The
Rover 2.
Yeah, the Rover 250, which you see right there. Okay. And I say, it doesn't have a price on it. And the guy goes, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. It's going to be expensive. I go, that's cool, but I mean, it doesn't have a price. So even if I don't buy it, you guys got a price it. He goes, yeah. So he goes in the back, he comes out, he goes, like I told you, man, it's expensive. So I don't know if you can read that?
$24.99.
Yes. And I said, okay, cool, man. Thank you. And I plugged it in and it worked. Now, granted, it doesn't have DMX,
Sure.
so it's got a 3, on, off, on thing.
Sure.
And I'll figure it out. And I look at Michelle and I go, wow, $25. She goes, what if you just use it for Twitch? And I go, done, sold, thank you. Here, pay me. Going. Here we are. But yeah, so my point is sometimes you can go to Goodwill and find something like this. Because, I mean,
sweet.
Not even a touch on it, bro. Not a scratch. Not even if I just put it in behind me when I play on Twitch. I've got a new light for $25. Where am I going to get? And we both know this is a professionally built quality light. I mean, look at the barrel roller. And if I plug it in, the barrel spins the whole 9 yards. So I was pretty happy with that.
Nice.
Yeah. But you never know where the value is coming from.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's cool to find scores like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
totally.
expecting you to show us that. I didn't know what you were going to show us.
Well, no, that was the thing, because even I walked out of there like, holy shit. They have, because I'm like on the phone, like, it's worth like $80. So I figured for $25, it's a new light. And now with COVID, all my weddings are outside. So if I put this on a T-bar between two kind of,
sure,
splash lights, this would actually add a little flair to things. It's an older light. I think it's probably like 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah, probably.
The dome cover, it's got to be maybe 10, 20 years. Who knows?
It's not that old.
Well, I'm just saying. It's like, got to keep your eyes open on all this stuff.
You never know.
So our new timer from Howie was him vaping, by the way.
By the way, I got an unexpected package in the mail yesterday.
What'd you get?
Well, first of all, my birthday is not until late May.
Yes. That's why I've not gotten a gift yet.
For some reason, B. Diddy felt like he needed to give me an early birthday present.
The man, the myth, the legend from Utah. What did he get you?
He's not from Utah. He's from like
sorta
Glendora or something.
Well, sorta Utah. I'm just saying. Just sorta. Oh.
David Bowie jumped. They say 12-inch.
Wow.
Yeah, and he ships them so nice like that, where he puts.
Well, you know what? Let's be blunt. I mean, he is one of those guys that has a love for vinyl and music, and is consistent. Like his vinyl posts are every week consistent.
He likes what he likes, though.
He does, but you know what?
He's got kind of that 1992. I'm in college.
He does.
I'm a little depressed, but I really like Cockatoo Twins vibe.
Sort of sad.
That's his music. Yeah.
But no. I'm with you on that.
But he knows what I like too, sort of. Like he can kind of hang with, because I'm all over the board.
You are a little bit all over the board.
But this is one thing. But this is not all. There's more.
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah. So I got this.
ADJ T-shirt. I'm thinking his next gift.
Oh no. Nothing like that.
Oh.
David Bowie.
Oh, that's nice.
12-inch. It's in really nice shape too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And he packaged this thing so beautifully. This was, it's a promo. Look at that. It's got. I never even noticed that. It's got the little promo tab on it.
Oh, damn.
So that's kind of fun.
Well, Mr. Dowdle, who I'll be having on my show in a couple weeks on April 15th. If you see this before April 15th, Mr. Dowdle will be on my show. And hold on one sec.
I wasn't done, but don't let that stop Jay from doing what he's doing.
Sorry about that. They're out in the garage, so I can't get the lights. But I've got the new, the Eternal, the Pars, wireless.
The Element Hex Pars?
Element, thank you. Element, not Eternal. Element Hex, chrome, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice lights.
Can I finish? There's more.
Made them. Sorry, please continue. Really? Wow. And this is because of your birthday that's not for 2 months, or?
No, my birthday, well, I don't know, late May. That sounds like 3 months to me. Maybe it's 2.
Well,
So
I'm thinking,
Duran Skin Trade 12-inch.
I'm just
Which
thinking
is pretty cool.
mid-March, mid-April, mid-May. That's 2 months, and then a week.
Okay, 2 months.
A little something.
He's early. And one more.
All right.
One more.
Yep. Icicle Factory. Oh shit! Really?
It's French.
Damn.
Yeah.
You gotta love that.
So much Maxi tours. Yeah.
I'm down. No, Daddle's on board.
No,
He's the most music loving non-DJ in the DJ business.
He is. He's just an artist,
Oh no,
He's an art guy.
he is genuinely one of the nice guys. And
Brian,
I'm not asking for praise on the birthday thing, but it was like one of those things where, I've had some family stuff recently and the birthday and all that, and I've really gone out of my way, and if I haven't, I will, to thank every single person. Like, thank you. Thank you. Make a comment on every comment or a post or whatever it is. But it was like the other day, it was kind of surreal. The birthday hits and you start oh, you got a message on Messenger. Oh, what is it? And I started going through things and I'm just like, wow, Scott Davies, happy birthday. And I'm like, because I don't view Scott Davies as a guy. I view him as the guy I met with. You know what I'm saying?
What do you see? He's a guy. Yeah.
No. He's a guy, but I view him as
a regular guy.
I don't view him that way. I view him as the guy that I met with you. You're like, hey, Jay, I want you to meet somebody. Who's this? Smoking a cigarette. Scott Davies. He owns American DJ. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Hello, sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Brian, when I asked him to be on the show yesterday, I said, hey, Brian, if you've got 15 minutes on April 15th in the afternoon, I'd love to have you on as a guest, talk about new lights that would work for the mobile DJ. And he's like, wow, that sounds great. By the way, I know you've been going through a lot lately and everything. Did you get these lights? Or, it was just a question, but he was so nice about it. But that's the thing about him. He's that guy that you meet.
Yeah.
And you realize very quickly he has the gift of listening.
Oh, he does.
The way that maybe you and I may have the gift of speaking. You know what I mean? Like,
it's, I was thinking about something the other day, and this is probably off topic, but at this point, I don't care. Jimmy DePalma.
Yes.
Our resident graphics guy.
Yeah. And our resident amazing DJ, amazing person, amazing old school.
He made a funny Facebook post the other day. And it was I thought it was funny. I understand that some people may be offended. I thought it was funny. It was a picture of like an aluminum rim from a car with all kinds of curb scrapes.
Oh, I saw that.
And it said, Happy Women's Day.
I chuckled.
Yeah, I did.
I chuckled.
But it got me thinking about something.
Cancel culture?
No.
Oh, okay,
it got me thinking about something, and I'll make this as brief as possible. When I think about, now you've been in a car with me. You know how I drive. You get it.
Yeah.
When I think about the most impressed I've ever been as a passenger in a car before,
right?
A woman was driving. And her name was Stephanie. She's still a Facebook friend. She was gorgeous then. She's still gorgeous. This goes back 30 years ago.
Yep.
And she could drive through Chicago. And it felt like you were, in some kind of Jason Statham movie. I mean, just like, and you almost couldn't look because it was like close call after close call. Like you were in an Indiana Jones action sequence kind of thing.
The ball rolling down. And,
through the entire city. Like all the time she was like that.
Yeah.
But the thing about Stephanie was that she was so kind. Now she was my friend's girlfriend. We were just friends, but she was the kindest person. And we were just friends. always just friends.
Yes, of course.
The kindest person.
Right.
Just kind-hearted, giving and supportive. And I remember I was probably 20 years old when I met her. and she was a few years older than me. And she made such an impression on me because I was impressionable,
Right.
but it showed me that you could be that cool. It was cool to be that cool.
Oh yeah.
And I never forgot that about her. Like the driving thing was like an afterthought. She was just a genuinely good person who influenced me in my life. Just made me want to be a better person. The reason I bring this up is because a guy like Brian is that guy. Brian makes me a better person.
No. Brian's one of those guys. I've been in this industry now for a long time, but in the industry of like Pioneer and all that shit, 17 years.
Yeah.
And I can count on one hand the people I've met who I've walked away and just said, wow. And it's Brian Dowdle.
Yeah.
Mike May, who retired, used to be with Rain.
Yep.
I'm going to be blunt. Drax. Silvio, who used to be the product planner for In Music / Denon Newmark. Sil. I don't even know if there's a fifth. Oh, no. You know who the fifth is? Mike from EV.
Oh, yeah. Mike Dussault is super nice.
Yeah. That would be the 5 people I've met that are actually in the industry, working in the industry. And by the way, folks, I don't mean to offend any of you by saying that. It's not about just being a DJ. It's working in the industry. I had the joy one time of doing a wedding DJ show in Vegas. I think it was Drax's show. And we did a panel, and he came over and got me. And I got up in the panel, and it was Sil from Denon, Mike May from Rain, and me. And I literally looked at them, and I remember saying on stage to them, like, why am I here? Like, oh, you're the Pioneer guy. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a wedding DJ, and I live in Southern California. Yeah. I'm not the Pioneer guy. I work with them, like I do the shows, but you're like genuine people in the industry. Like, no, you're on our par. And I just remember being so fucking happy. Like, wow, really? It's a good
feeling when you
how am I in the same realm?
Getting respect
because I respect the art of it.
Well, getting respect from people you respect is a good feeling.
Brian Dowdle has been, in my experience with him, one of the most amazing people. And I follow him on social media. He'll go on Instagram and put up like 12 photos of his kids out in the desert, out in the mountains, over here, over there. He's somebody that you just know when it's all said and done, when the dust clears, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a genuine, just a nice guy. But the best part about it is he tells you the God's honest truth about everything. We've had talks about lights, and he's like, I think this light would be better because of this. And it's like, but that light costs half of what the light is that I looked at. No. I think this light would probably serve you better. Like, you can trust him. And that's what I could say about the 4 people I just mentioned.
Yeah.
I can trust Mike from EV. I can trust Drax. I can trust Mike May. I can trust Sil. I can trust Brian. I can trust you. Then there's the other guys, the Toms and the, Jose's and this and that. But we work in a world where it's all about getting paid and getting money. And I think sometimes it gets confusing. But the reality is, I think that's where you and I have oftentimes sustained our momentum. You and I met 13 years
ago. I'll do it to a fault. You know
what? I don't lie to people when they ask me about gear and they say,
I don't either.
What about this versus that? And I'm like, that one's pretty cool. And they're like,
much further ahead I can get
I'm like, I don't make anything. I just, I work within the realm of a, I work with, and in case you don't know this, let me straighten it out. I don't work for Pioneer DJ. I'm not an employee. I work with them as an independent contractor.
No,
and that relationship has been going on for 17 years. Mm-hmm. My only goal in life is at the end of the day to not leave you with a lie or mistrust or put you in a position where you're not better off than you were before you met me. Because I have to still live in the world.
Yeah, I like I was gonna say before, I would be much further ahead in life if I really didn't care what I did to other people, because I care. I don't want to mislead anybody, you know.
I'm going to call Mike in the next couple of days about getting an evolved system that I can then use moving forward, because I got to hear it 16 months ago, 17 months ago, indoors for the very first time, and I was amazed.
Okay, you're a guitar player, get the 30.
But I'm more amazed with him.
Yeah. Howie, our producer, is telling us that it's time.
Is he giving you this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
I don't know how tonight's show went. I guess that is for you to be the judge of. If you like tonight's show, let us know down below in the comment section, and we'll do more like this. If you hated tonight's show, let us know down below in the comment section, and we won't do this anymore.
If you like the show, tell 5 people. If you hated the show, keep it to yourself. That's my take on it.
Yes.
And remember, keep one fist in the gold and one foot in the gutter.
I'll share something with you. I still have, we talk about these repetitive speech things and these canned phrases.
Yes.
There was something that I was taught to say the very first night I went out as a mobile DJ trainee.
Yes.
And I occasionally still use it because I think it's funny. I think it's unique. People don't hear it. At the end of the night.
Where the white women at?
Hey, if you had a great time, I was Brian. I was your DJ. If you had a rotten time, I was Wally, and this is Wally's DJ service. Thank you. Good night.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But you say, you say though, I was Wally from Wally's DJ service. You're much more enthusiastic about it, and people laugh, and it's fun.
Of course. Yeah. Well, like I told you, that famous Dave Chenair, like, say this, and I did, and all of a sudden all hell broke loose, and I'm like, why didn't I not know this before? Like,
there was a guy.
I've done 2,000 weddings, dude. No applause. You give me one stupid thing to say, and the crowd goes nuts.
You had a great time. I was Jay from Brannan Entertainment. If you had a rotten time, this was Wally's DJ service. Good night.
Yep. Well, you know what? I think that's what these shows are. And that's what the happy hour is with Pioneer. And that's what all of this is. I want nothing more than all of us to reach a level where we are respected in the same realm as any other great service provider, whether it be, and I'm not saying we're the same, but doctors, lawyers, judges, DJs, engineers, designers, like whatever you want to put us in, treat us with the same respect that you would treat them, because we've earned it. And we can't earn it if we're not all on the same page as being professionals. And that's what I love about doing this show with you, Brian.
The cool guys always stick together. And Jay, you're a cool guy.
And so are you, Brian. And so is Howie.
And John, and all of you watching, especially if you've liked and commented on this video. Thank you so much. Had a good time this week, Jay?
I loved it. Yeah. Thanks.
See you next week.
You got it, bro. Peace.